Welcome back to the kitchen for this Wednesday's Culinary Hotline. Bling!
Ting, ting, ting.
Now, like I said, Kamini is in the kitchen with us this morning, and we're going to be creating 3 sensational, delicious, because I've been tasting dishes. But before that, I just want to remind you to send your voice notes through. If you have any question for myself or for Kamini, send your voice notes through to 063-408-8863. And then, if you want a chance to win all Dhal'd up, Kamini's latest cookbook, it is sensational. You do want it. I want you to send us a voice note through. Make it heartfelt, okay? Really, dig deep, dig deep. I want tears today.
Oh, yeah.
So either funny or heartfelt. Tell us your best comedic or heartfelt culinary story, and you could win a cookbook signed by Kamini Pather. Kamini, I love a cauliflower. Anything cauliflower.
I don't think everyone feels that way. When you say cauliflower to people, they're like, isn't that the musical fruit? And it doesn't have to be that way.
What's wrong with the musical? Anyway, let's get cooking. So I feel like they became extremely popular when banding came around. Remember? I mean, you couldn't find a cauliflower on shelf.
Yes.
That trend's gone, but what we got from that was all the innovative recipes that we tried with cauliflower. This is also like, this is cauliflower that went to private school and then went to Harvard and then all of it. It's amazing. What are we making?
We are making cauliflower steak, but with the leftovers, because usually you get 2 cauliflower steaks from a cauliflower, and these are going to be griddled. You get those beautiful griddle marks. But then, so we have 2 steaks, 1, 2, and then you've got all the cauliflower left over. So we're going to do a cauliflower puree, which has got turmeric, a bit of black pepper, because turmeric, the curcumin, and all of those anti-inflammatory goodnesses only get activated with black pepper. And we've got a bit of chicken stock. But if you would like this to be totally vegetarian, vegetable stock works.
Nice.
Just some water and some garlic, and we're happy.
Cool.
So,
What can I do?
look pretty, okay?
Nice. Finally, I get paid for what I do best. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Well,
cauliflower, and this recipe, obviously, we talk about steaks, so you could do this with a beef steak. But it's the celebration of vegetables. What other vegetable would you do besides cauliflower?
I mean, mushrooms are always a good one as well. But I mean, with mushrooms, you're not going to be able to get the puree unless you do cauliflower puree with the turmeric and the Gruberg cheese, because cheese should go with everything. Okay.
Absolutely.
Hot griddle pan, cauliflower steak. Can you hear that sizzle?
So when I cook cauliflower steak, I do end up putting it in the oven as well, just to cook all the way through. But now I've started liking it with a little bit of crunch, and now I don't even go to the oven. How do you finish your cauliflower steaks off?
Look, I think in the griddle pan, because I like crunch as well, you're going to get a bit more of that toothiness to it. But if you like something a little bit softer, I don't know if you're cooking for somebody a little bit older who has the... this is not an ageist comment. I'm just saying if you need a bit of help with, you know...
Guys, they've been coming after me this morning about my age. I'm only 37. Not you, Kamini. Everyone else. Everyone, I'm watching you. Who feeds you? Who feeds you?
I'm on your side.
Thank you, Kamini.
I am.
Thank you. Okay, 37's a good year. Okay, so all the little bits that we have left over is going to be turned into a puree.
Exactly.
And I like that you're doing this because a cauliflower puree for me is almost like a base recipe everyone should know how to make, because it's a quick way to make your dish look fancy.
It is, but it also gives you that feeling of soft potatoes, and it's just vegetables that are much lower in carbohydrates.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I love it.
So I'm just chopping these really finely so that they can steam in some of that chicken stock.
Because you want everything to cook the same time as well, obviously, so that's why the extra chopping is happening.
Look, even if it doesn't cook in the same amount of time, this is quite a forgiving dish. So if you have to make this ahead of time and it sort of sits on the counter for a little bit, it will be okay. Because you're going to add more of that delicious and healthy olive oil to it to give it that lax.
Okay. All right, I feel you.
Yeah.
And these ends, do you actually use the woodier, the denser pieces of the cauliflower?
I have, but I mean, this bit on the end has just got the green leaves, which are not so great, and you've used pretty much all of it.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
The rest is for the chickens. Okay, so that joins your stock, and like you said, we can use veggie stock instead of the chicken.
So I've got a different pot here because I want this to steam. So I've got the hot chicken stock here. I'm going to switch this on.
Wow, I'm really doing that thing. I'm going to have to explain this to HR that I'm just like chilling. Okay, that's fine. It's okay.
You're doing your best.
I'm doing my best.
If you really need to do something.
Yes.
I don't want to get you in trouble with HR. Can you pour some of that stock in here and give us a bit of the turmeric? And this is turmeric root, not turmeric powder.
Where's the turmeric? Where's the turmeric root?
Well, I mean, this has obviously been... Is this powder or root? Oh,
it's
this
powder.
Okay.
It's a powder. But you could use fresh.
You definitely could.
Okay.
So there we go. Add some of that in there.
A little bit or all of it?
I think put all of that in there. Thank you so much.
And then you wanted the turmeric, so not just for color, like you said, it's going to help you're going to get the benefits of it because you've paired it with the pepper.
Exactly. So the curcumin in the turmeric is the anti-inflammatory, which has got all those good things to you.
Okay.
And a bit of the black pepper in here with a bit of salt as well. And we're going to wait till this is nice and tender and then blitz it. So in Hindu tradition, before a wedding, you would use like a cleansing ceremony for the bride and the groom, which includes turmeric. But you've got to use turmeric root and not turmeric powder,
Okay.
because then it makes you look like glowy. If you use turmeric root, you will end up with yellow cuticles at your wedding day, not such a hot look.
And when you say you use it, how are you using it? Are you actually just ingesting it in food?
No, it's a whole like ceremony where all your friends and family come and they get like 30 seconds with you, and then they'll put the turmeric root on your face.
Oh, wow.
And then when you wash it off, you honestly do glow. It's this magical substance. So it's not just good for food.
I didn't know that. That's absolutely amazing. And I love when food is also used in cultural experiences. I love that. It's amazing. So those are looking amazing. And just like a steak, we're not going to fiddle with it, right?
No, because we want those little griddle marks to get in there.
Yes.
I love a little sexy griddle.
There we go. Okay, so we got our puree going. We're going to blend that up in a bit. Our cauliflower steaks are looking good. They're grilling away. When we come back, we're going to do some blending and some plating up. So don't go anywhere. It's the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ding, ding,
Ding.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Crazy times in the kitchen this morning, but we are back with another Culinary Hotline Bling. Now, in the previous segment, I asked you to send through your voice notes. We wanted to hear heartfelt and comedic culinary stories. We've got 2 voice notes to play. So, Kamini, should we just kick off with the voice notes?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We've got Kim and Mersha. Let's hear who we got first.
Hi, this is Kim Bagley. So my funniest story in the kitchen was I was preparing a broth, a bone broth, a beef bone broth actually. And I've been cooking this bone broth for about 4.5 hours on the stovetop. And when I went to strain it, I had the strainer in the sink, in the kitchen sink. And instead of having my bowl underneath, I had the strainer directly in the sink. So when I went and I strained my broth, all that beautiful broth went down the drain and I was left with bones and veg. Oh my gosh, my heart was so sore because it was such an amazing broth.
That is heartbreaking.
It's awful. 4 hours.
Wow, wow. And by the way, South Africa, that was the famous Kim Bagley. If you do not know who she is, go and check her out. Check out her social pages. Her food is... Hold on. What is that? Someone's actually saying we should invite her to the show. Yes. Kim, I know that you are in Johannesburg. We'll make a plan. Kim Bagley is phenomenal. And yes, your story is heartbreaking. Oh,
That.
No.
That's
Okay.
awful. Okay.
Let's hear Mersha. Bring us back.
Yeah, one of my funniest moments in cooking was when I made biryani after moving out of the house, going to work for the first time, staying on my own. I made biryani, but instead of putting all the spices in the pot beforehand, I added the turmeric. I can remember after everything was cooked and when we ate, all I could taste was just turmeric. That was a lesson learned.
That glow. Too much.
Maybe too much glow.
Maybe too much glow.
There's a limit.
All right, so we haven't decided yet. If you've got a comedic or heartfelt story that you want to send through to us, send us your voice notes on 063. Oh, back up. 063 408 8863. Woo! I'm okay. 063 408 8863. Send that through. We are going to blend up our cauliflower puree.
We are.
We're going to start. So we've got our beautiful cauliflower that's cooked, nice and soft. Oh, it was
Yes.
also got in the pot.
Yes.
We're going to blend that up, but we're going to keep the plating for the end, apparently.
We are.
I just want to see how beautifully smooth and creamy that puree comes together.
So the cauliflower is going into this pot, and we've got a bit of Gruyere cheese. So for anyone that hasn't tasted Gruyere cheese, it is the South African version of the Swiss Gruyere. And it's got a really beautiful nutty flavor to it. Do you want to have a
Of
have a
course.
whiff of that? There you
Please,
go.
thank you. Have you got any comedic culinary stories?
Life is a comedic culinary
Wow.
story. I have to
Wow.
admit. Let's get some water here.
I think I've been on TV with very good friend Jeannie D.
Yes.
And we always have salt on display. So like you can grab a little bit and you can use like just sprinkle, just a little bit. So I asked her to put salt in the food and she grabbed the whole pot on live TV, which was a recipe for the end of the show.
Yes.
And she just added All of it. All of it. All of it. And then I've got too many stories to tell you about Zoe Brown, but she's not here, so she can't defend herself, so I can't tell those stories.
Well, on the MasterChef finale, Leandri, who was the second winner, she added salt instead of sugar or sugar instead of salt to an olive-based dish. So
Cheers.
Not a great idea.
Let's blend.
Okay. Okay, so this is obviously one that we've created before. So this is our got the
Here we
turmeric
go.
in it.
With the
Wonderful.
beautiful turmeric in it,
Exactly.
beautiful color.
This
So-
is amazing.
Okay, so you're gonna do a little chefy schmear.
Yes, let's do that. I remember doing this on the very first episode. There we go.
Done. Instant winner.
Yes. And then we're going to put the cauliflower on here. Always got to make it look pretty, but you know this, Clem.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Presentation.
Exactly. And then we're going to bit of that and a bit more of this visual seasoning. So, ta-da!
Nice, beautiful. Okay, starters, done. The next dish.
The next dish, are we moving over?
We are.
Okay, so because you were complaining that you didn't have anything to do before,
True.
I'm going to change your life here. So we need to take these leaves off of the mint here, please. I'm going to switch this on. And can you
Leaves
put
off.
them?
And where are the leaves going? Into the blender?
The leaves are going to go into the pot first. I'm going
Okay.
to heat them up. I'm putting some olive oil in here.
Olive oil and mint.
Yes.
What are we making?
We are making a hummus, but it is a pudina hummus. Now, pudina means mint, and so you have some mint in there. You've got some garlic, and can you pass me my knife from down there, please?
Sure thing.
Got a chili and some cumin seeds.
That's all going to be joining the mint in the pot.
Exactly, mint in the pot.
So you've been in the industry, food industry, for a while.
Yes.
Has your food philosophy or your cooking style changed since you've started?
It definitely has. I think I'm definitely more about how is this food going to make me feel better in the long term, and then adding a health element. But I also think that people think that healthy food is not delicious. And I
Yeah.
don't think that that's true. So this is a bit of coriander leaf going in there too.
It's the knowledge that brings out, you just need a bit of knowledge when it comes to healthy food. And it's the
Exactly.
preparation and things you can do with ingredients, because a lot of times you're working with whole ingredients, and I feel like that knowledge of working with whole ingredients is what we're missing.
Exactly. And it comes down to the whole spices. Like we've got cumin seeds here. And I noticed this the other day. I went into a grocery store looking for a seed. And now you've kind of just got a lot of blends. But all Dhal'd up is based on the everydayness of it. This is how you can cook all day, every day. And it requires a couple of different spices. So you can buy them and use them all the time. Because don't you hate when you go and you buy a specific ingredient and you use like 1 teaspoon,
Yeah.
and then the 2 kgs sit in the back and just like go off?
Or like a recipe asks you to find something so odd and so rare.
Exactly.
You're never going to make it. So I'm happy to hear that it's the recipe book for everyday cooking.
So that was the whole plan. And a lot of these recipes can be made in 30 to 45 minutes because we have places to be. We have things to
Exactly.
do.
And also, in this economy as well, and with load shedding, those type of dishes do really, really, really well.
Exactly. Because a lot of the stuff. Okay, perfect. So
Okay.
if you mix that all together, please. And in here, I've got the chickpeas and some tahini. And we're just going to wait for those aromatics to become ready. There we go. Some tahini in here. And we've got some lemon juice, and we're going to add olive oil to this as well.
Nice.
So this is really good with some griddled zucchini, which we're going to add to it. But you can also do it with some crispy fish. You could do it with some chicken. It's really great. And there's also a recipe for cheesy naan, which, let's have a look here. Because I want to show you this picture.
Please do.
I feel like the cheese pull always wins. And yeah, so that's, oh, here we go. Cheesy naan.
So you say this is going to...
Look at that.
Ooh, the cheese pull.
I know.
The cheese pull.
It's the one.
Yes. Ooh. And are you saying this joins the chickpeas?
Yes, it will join the chickpeas. Can you also heat up our griddle pan there? Because
Absolutely.
I am
After
just
adding-
using a vegetable peeler, and I'm going to make these zucchini slices really, really thin.
All right, so I'm going to get cracking on those ribbons for the zucchini. When we come back, we're going to start blending up our hummus, and then we're going to make the most delicious roast chicken.
Oh, yes.
And then it's all going to come together on the Culinary Hotline Blink. Don't go anywhere. Ting, ting, ting.
ting.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We're back in the kitchen. We are now, it's the last segment.
It is.
I can't believe it. It feels like it just went in a blink of an eye.
So quick.
But before we begin cooking our delicious chicken, we've got 2 voice notes. One from Sharon, one from Iona.
Okay.
Okay, have you got your tissues? Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I don't know, I'm feeling emotional like it might be the one. Let's listen.
Hi, my name is Sharon Goldblatt. When I got married 52 years ago, my husband was a traveller and he was getting his principal from Cape Town to come and tour the whole of the Free State. So I decided I'd cook a chicken. Well, I didn't know how to clean a chicken. The feet were inside, the insides all in a plastic bag, and I seasoned it and I cooked the chicken.
Oh, no.
When it came to supper time, my husband cut the chicken and I was shocked. They both burst into tears. They were laughing so much with the inside of the chicken still inside. I'll never forget that day.
No one
Okay,
will
let's see.
ever forget that.
But it's also a lesson you learn once.
Yes.
And you'll never make the mistake again. Wow, Sharon, interesting.
Yes.
Did they eat the chicken? That's all I want to know. Okay, that was Sharon's voice note. We've got one more voice note to listen to.
Good morning. I own a skulls here in Wynberg, Cape Town. A story that I will always remember is many years ago. My sister and I, we tried to make a nice meal to surprise my mother for her birthday.
That's
And I'm
nice.
going back most probably 50 years or so. And my sister decided she wanted to make the mashed potato. And of course, the mashed potato turned out exceptionally salty. And we thought, well, maybe we could remedy this mashed potato. And we decided to remedy it with condensed milk.
Wow.
Well, it was the most awful mashed potato ever. I think we served it, but it really was terrible. Thank you, bye.
Next week on the Culinary Hotline Bling, we're going to be trying mashed potatoes with condensed milk. If you want to
yes.
find out what that's going to be like, make sure you tune in. Wow. Okay, people are very creative, and I actually love it. I like when... Hi, guys, I can't lie.
No, you can't.
I can't lie.
Why?
That was interesting. It's an interesting one, but again, a mistake you'll probably not make again.
Why did you even make that?
Condensed milk. Wow. Okay. I love that one. So now what's going to happen is, Kamini, at the end of all of this, you're going to have some time. You're going to sit, you can listen to all those voice notes again. You're going to pick a winner. Maybe more than one.
Maybe.
Yeah?
Because
Okay.
it's like, are we laughing? Are we crying?
Wow, that was a roller coaster. Okay, chicken. Let's get to the chicken.
Oh, yes.
If you want to keep your voice notes coming through and add your voice note to the pile that Kamini's going to be sitting through, send your voice note through to 063-408-8863. We want the drama, we want the tears, we want the action. Oh, condensed milk and potatoes. Okay, chicken. So we're going to be doing a delicious chicken, but because it's you, I know it's not going to be a gewone huna. What are we doing?
Look, the joy about chicken is it's the thing that everybody knows and loves. It's supposed to be easy, so we've done exactly that. But instead, we've used some garam masala, some turmeric, some... Do you see the, trend here? Everything's got a bit of turmeric, a little bit of whatever. So with this book, you're going to buy the ingredients and you're going to use them all of the time.
There we go. My mom puts turmeric in everything. It doesn't matter if it's Cape Malay, if it's Indian, whatever. If it's Italian, you're going to get turmeric. If it's,
Well-
it doesn't matter. It's turmeric's in everything.
It sounds like you were raised right.
There we go.
But
There we
speaking
go.
of which, your mom might like this. There's a risotto in there with prawns, peas, Cookbook cheese, and garam masala.
Hey, my mom's listening. She'll take
Exactly.
notes. There we go. Okay, cool. Chicken. So we're working on the seasoning, the marinade rub first.
Yes.
Okay.
So we've got the garam masala in here. Do you want to just mix it while I add
Sure
this in here?
thing. Do you want me to zest the lemon?
Yes, please.
Okay.
There we go.
It is.
And can you also grate the garlic here? And here we go, in with some turmeric.
So, okay, so interesting thing.
Yes.
My microplane, not only is it blunt, I accidentally broke it.
Okay, well,
Imaginary zest. Imaginary zest. We'll use the juice, right?
we will use the juice and we're actually going to stick half of it into the chicken anyway.
Sorry, HR is just coming for me today. But you know what? I parked right by the gate, so as soon as the show's done,
Hightail, okay.
I'm out. Okay.
It'll be
Someone's
worth
going
it.
to replace that. It's okay. Okay. Salt goes in, garam masala, turmeric.
Yes, some of that ground ginger
Come,
and...
Lucian. Come, Lucian. You see. HR has arrived. I didn't mean to break it. It happens all the time, South Africa. You know it happens all the time. Back to the cooking. Okay,
Yes.
garlic being chopped.
It is, and I'm just chopping it because of the technical drama.
Thank you. I
Yes.
love it.
Can't work under these conditions. Okay.
When you roast a chicken, I've become I've got a ritual now. So I season my chicken the day before, but when I've got time. If I don't, then I will make sure that I take the chicken out the fridge, get this like 2 to 3 hours before it goes into the oven. There's some magic that happens when you let your chicken rest and come to room temperature before it roasts. It's just magical the way that it cooks from the bone out to the skin, and you have this even cook. So my biggest thing is take your chicken out the fridge.
Oh yes, as a minimum.
Minimum.
And then pat it dry, even though you're going to be putting on.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to turning it over so that we can do the other side. Do you want to paint that on for me?
Thank you so much, friend.
Oh, thank you.
Who's HR? Just joking. Thank you, Lucian.
You break, you pay.
You break your pay.
Oh.
There's so many conversations happening upstairs right now. Okay, the zest going in.
Yes. Thank you, and you can just put the zest over it.
Thank you. I'm not going to even tell them that this one that they gave me is blunt.
So many stories for after this.
There we go. Okay, some zest.
Wunderbar. Thank you so much.
go.
Very creative. And we're going to stick half of that lemon into the chicken, because then as it cooks and warms, it's going to make it all infused with this lemony goodness.
Nice.
There we go. Chicken, and then will you put this into the oven for
Absolutely,
us?
and I believe you got one that's done already.
I do.
Let me get that out. Can I borrow your
Yes, you
cloth
may.
as well?
There you go. I feel like I started cooking on TV for the, here's one we prepared earlier.
Oh, so you should do it. Here we go.
And here's one we prepared earlier. I mean, I'm living my dream right now.
There we go.
There we go.
Absolutely. And you can obviously let it rest for a while before you slice into it. But the beautiful thing you can see immediately is how the spices you used have gone into the fat. And fat's great. Fat absorbs flavor and really enhances flavor. So the fact that it's all on the outside, that's going to be so good. And look at that lemon. You know it's been steaming inside there. It's going to be so good.
And the chicken wing is my favorite part.
Oh,
and
it
it's
is?
going to be crispy and delicious, and all the skin everywhere. I mean, it's the one.
And then any leftovers, what left? But if there's a miracle by any chance in this leftovers, that'll make a banging chicken sandwich.
Oh,
With the
yes.
spices in there.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, Kamini, it's been an absolute treat. You've got some work to do now to find
do.
our winners of the book. You've all been amazing. Your stories have been sensational. Make sure you tune in next week when we have more Culinary what is it called? Culinary Hotline.